like it's just this time of year, but we're live anyway. Welcome to the Let's Get
Yeah,
Carried Away show with Rob and his dog, Bounty, and I think Malta's going to be joining us later on.
yeah. Yeah, we've got a full program of championship games tonight. Coventry got beat off Ipswich 2-0.
Yeah, I watched that. Jack Clark, man of the match.
Yeah. What else? Smoggies have just gone one down to Hull City. 12 minutes in. So they're blown it at the moment. Leicester 1, Derby 1, Millwall 1, Bristol City 0, Oxford 0, Swansea 1. Rest of them are all 0-0s except Birmingham, which doesn't kick off for another 10 minutes.
They were
So
lucky Ipswich. Like I seen the Jack Clark, like he stroked the ball and it took a massive deflection and just looped right
yeah,
over the goalkeeper. It seemed to take forever to get in the net.
yeah, they all count though.
They do. Hello, John Bell.
Hi,
Lafige,
John.
centre fee, Granite centre fee, Mundell and Simon on the wings, Mienda and Brobby up front for headers, and a good strong physical presence for Man City.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hello, Colin Major Sunshine. How you
Hi,
doing?
Colin.
How's things with you, mate? Yeah, it's just the time of year where, oh, God's sake, I'm just knackered. It doesn't help when I'm lying in my bed till about goodness knows what time in the morning, mind.
I was up at 4 o'clock this morning.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
don't ask me why. That's normal wake up time for me. I had a lie in yesterday. I got up at 5:30. So
How you doing, Kingfisher? Hey, guys,
hey up,
please like
Kingfisher.
and subscribe. How you doing?
Come on then, up you come. Come up and see Stuart. Come on then.
Is he there?
Yeah, he's there.
Hello, Bounty.
There he is.
Bounty, I like his little ponytail.
Yeah, tries to keep the hair out of his eyes, but it doesn't always work. Doesn't always work,
Hey,
does it?
Bounty.
Where's Stuart? Where's Stuart? Is that Stuart? Who's this? It's
Bounty.
Stuart, look. You
Hey,
come to
son.
say hello.
He's a good lad. Or lass, is he? Is it a girl? Boy,
It's
isn't
a
it?
boy.
It's a
boy,
boy. I
yeah.
thought it was.
Yeah, you've just got to tie the hair up, otherwise they can't see where they're going to walk into walls and things like that.
Oh, dear.
Or you could always get the haircut, but what's the point of having a big hairy dog if you're going to have a big not hairy dog? So
Hey, Colin May just like come up with a question here. He says, would you have Jack Clark if he was offered? I wouldn't.
no,
Not
I don't think I would. That's like asking if we would have Paddy Roberts back. Um, I'm not sure we would. He was never consistent enough for me. And certainly don't think he was Premier League quality. He's definitely Championship quality, yes, but I'm not quite convinced he's Premier League quality.
especially yeah, we've got to step up, haven't we, for Premier League? So I
Yeah,
don't think it's anywhere near um the Premier League. Like, so
no.
what did you think, Rob, of the match?
Yeah, it was an odd game. It's probably our worst performance of the season in terms of performance.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm not saying the team didn't put the effort in, but they weren't on the ball, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we came away with a point, and the old adage is, you know, a team that's not playing well that fights, I'll pick something up, and that's exactly what we did. We picked a point up. We could have got absolutely bloody hammered yesterday off Leeds. They played really well, particularly after we went ahead and Rodon went off. They were Leeds were like streets ahead of us until about 10, 15 minutes from the end of the game when we brought the subs on, and as we discussed at halftime yesterday, bringing on Isidore, bringing on Mundell, bringing on Mienda, it stopped their midfield playing the high press. They had to play a little bit further back because they were always opening themselves up to the risk of a breakaway goal if they played the high press as they had been, and it just gave our midfield a little bit more space to work in. And it showed because we took the game to Leeds for the last 10, 15 minutes of the game, which
Definitely.
we hadn't been doing for the rest of the first half, rest of the second half, sorry, and the last part of the first half.
It shows you how far we've come along. I mean, if there was any chance that we're going to lose that match, it would have been definitely the fact on Sunday because of with our depleted squad. But it just goes to show you, even with a lot of players missing, and we came away with a point. Do you think we should have maybe changed it at half time rather than waiting that long to sort of bring on the subs?
Um, it seems to be the way Regis does it. He generally leaves it to around about 70, 75 minutes before he makes substitutions. And he did that all last year as well. I mean, the only time we've really seen him make a substitution early was against Man United, where he made the change and it worked. You know, we were far more comfortable after we'd made the change in the first half. Um, but it is what it is. I mean, we've got a depleted squad. We've got half the first time squads away on international duty. Ballard's out injured for a while. Um, and a team that's depleted like that, still picking up points against a team that's on a damn good run and has got a goal scorer that just can't stop putting the ball in the back of the bloody net.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good point for us yesterday. I thought we would have won the game, but that was before I realised Ballard was out. But it is what it is. It was a good point for us, I think.
Yeah, without doubt. I mean, just reading some of the comments here. Stephen Martin says we need more firepower up front. For me, when we need to score more goals in the game. Yeah, I mean, I keep saying this every week, don't I? I'm just hoping
Yeah.
in January we do capitalise. Do I think Isadore's Premier League? No.
Um,
He's not far off it, but to me, he's not.
he's not getting the service. That's the problem.
He's not getting the
Is
service.
we've said this many times. Isidore's strength is ball played over the top of the defense for him to run on to. I but ideally not over the top of the defense for him to run on to, through the defense for him to run on to. Give him a yard, he'll hit the net for you. It's not often that he misses from close range.
Hmm.
From 10 yards out, it's not often he misses. Same with Mondle. He's quick, he's a good winger, he can hit the ball from just about anywhere. Um, but he'll leave defenders for dead. And Mayenda's the same. Mayenda prefers the ball to be played through, as in the goal he scored at Wembley, where the ball was put through on the ground for him to run onto and lace it into the net. Absolutely cracking goal. But we're not playing that sort of football. We're playing the football where you've got the wingers running down, crossing the ball, and neither Mundell, Mayenda, or Isidore are particularly good in the box when they're having to challenge for headers because they're not the tallest of guys. I'm not saying they're short by any means, but when you're up against 6'5" defenders and things like that, they're never going to win the ball in the air.
David Knight says, "Good evening, gentlemen, and that gorgeous
Evening,
dog. Hope
David.
you are both well and escaping the horrible bugs going around us." Yeah, it's that time of
Yeah,
year,
I've
isn't it?
I've
Tony
had it. I'm
O'Reilly.
getting rid of it.
Oh, we've just got Malta coming in, so Rob will have a bit chat with you while I do a bit of shifting about here.
Yep, certainly will. Kingfisher. Um, yeah, I think we might have won if we'd had Ballard playing yesterday. However, the whole team just looked off the pace for much of the game yesterday. Possibly, I would like to say Christmas hangover. Don't know. Um, Tony O'Reilly, good evening. Telly, keep saying Rig is not.
Hey,
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, he seems to have struggled the last couple of games he's been on as Riggy. He's a good prospect for the future, I think. But he maybe needs he maybe needs the time to mature a little bit more. I don't know what you think, Malta.
Hello, Malta. How are you,
Yeah,
mate?
how you doing, guys? All right?
Yep, not too bad. Are you well?
Yeah, good, good. I was listening from the start. I was just doing a bit of
No, that's
rearranging,
absolutely
and
fine.
so yeah, just on one of the points you were saying before as well about would we have won with Ballard? I think we would have won with Ballard because I don't know if you saw the stat, but Calvert-Lewin's 6 and 7 goals
Yeah,
have all been from inside the 6 yard box
yeah,
in a central position. Who doesn't get opportunities? With Ballard, you don't get that opportunity.
yeah,
I'd love to see what goals we've actually conceded from an XG Opta stat level of how many goals we've actually conceded in the 6 yard box central position. That's where he's scoring all of his goals. He's not hitting 25, 30 yarders. He's doing them right down the centre there.
yeah,
Leeds are playing to a central striker strength, an old fashioned strength of
yeah,
get the ball in the 6 yard box. Kevin Phillips, you know, um, you could say like people like Torres and that. You look at clinical strikers who've had like, 30, 35 goal seasons
yeah,
because they've had the service. Phillips had the service, just like you were saying, Rob. If you give Easterdoor the service, right, he'll get you goals
yeah,
because he's got that yard. He's got that yard on a lot of players, right?
yeah,
So get Isidore in. But I have on the poll, I have said I wouldn't start with Isidore against Man City because you know what we need to do? We need Brobby up there,
to flatten a
and
couple of defenders.
uh, and we also see
Yeah,
because Man City have got Champions League round the corner
I have, yeah.
and FA Cup,
yep,
right? And this is a game where they're thinking, well, we'll beat Sunderland at home 3-0. We'll go away. We should, so Pep might be thinking, and it's been a short turnaround
yeah,
as well. So he'll be thinking, right, you know what? I'm going to give these guys a start. So hopefully he starts some of his squad players.
yeah.
Have they not lost anybody to AFCON?
Very few. I think for us, we were the team that were losing the most players to AFCON in the Premier League. There
Hmm.
was six us. I think initially they said seven, but obviously Adingra didn't go. But we're 6 players out. Um,
Yeah.
whereas
It
I think
definitely
Man City
showed.
are only one or two, but they've got huge strength in depth.
But yeah, but again, you know, the risk, the gamble, whatever you want to call it, it has paid off.
Yeah, no, I
28
agree.
points,
I agree. Totally agree, mate. You know,
with
we were
12 points
saying
from safety.
yesterday, um, the the fact that we're, what, probably 8 points, 8 points from being totally safe. Realistically, 35, 36 points is probably going to be enough to stay well up this season. The What we were saying yesterday is in December or in at the back end of September, beginning of October, everybody was saying, "Oh shit, December's going to be a tough, tough month. We'll be lucky if we
Yeah,
pick
I
up
know.
many points at all." And guess what? The only team we lost to are the team that are probably going to win the Premier League this season, because I don't think Arsenal will win it. I think Man City will
Yeah.
win it this season
Arsenal,
because
Arsenal won't win it. You know what it is?
they'll bottle it.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
they haven't got. I mean, the managers won the Premier League, right? But they're not a team full of serial winners,
no,
right? Whereas Man City are, and
yeah,
and Liverpool are as well. I mean, they they had a lot of their squad had won the title under Klopp, right? And
yeah,
had won the European Cup. And actually, I mean, if you stretch it back to the Jordan Henderson Klopp era, Jordan Henderson won every trophy that is to win,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So a lot of the Liverpool players, some of them from a youth, and some of them from because what's he called, their striker? number 11, Salah, right?
Salah, yeah,
Salah's won everything. Salah's
yeah,
been there through the whole journey, and he's won every single trophy
yeah.
to
I
win.
agree. I
Right?
totally agree, mate.
So
And
they are winners, right? And Arsenal only since Arteta's first season won the FA Cup, and that's it. You've got
yeah,
to, I don't know if you've read Fergie's biography, right? It takes something special to win a league title. It doesn't matter whichever country you're in, whichever league you're in. You can call. I mean, they have called England a two-team league. You know, under Liverpool and City when they had that sort of 4 or 5 seasons where City won it 4 and Liverpool won it 1. And I mean, at one season, Liverpool got 100 points or something and didn't win the title.
yes,
Something
yeah,
ridiculous like that, right? Um, and even like your Real Madrid and your Barcelona's, they keep winning titles because the players have got it. Um,
they,
and it's
they,
very rare you'll get a team come up who haven't been built around maybe 2, 3, 4 seasons where they've actually bought in those serial winners. You need to
yeah,
have those people with the experience. Experience counts.
yeah. It does, it does. And yeah, I think it is a case. I mean, if at the end of September, if somebody had said to me, "You're going to come out of December with having lost one of your December games," I would have been a bit skeptical because we had some tough fixtures. And
And
even
the
even the
Geordies
second
said
half of
we
November,
weren't going to get a point in December.
well, many of the Jord, yeah, they also said we wouldn't get, more than 11
10
points this
points.
season. So I think they got that a bit wrong. But yeah, I mean, saying that, December on paper it was as tough as could be. Um, we've got through it quite well, and half of that was with half a team, effectively, because get against Brighton and Leeds, we didn't have the AFCON guys. So
Pain in the backside. I believe the AFCON's going to be going every 4 years now, isn't it?
yeah,
It's
they're
going to
moving it
change,
to a
yeah.
4-year
It's going to
thing.
change to 4
Yeah.
years.
So it should. Just going to catch up on the comments as well. Somebody called Malta says hi everyone. Steve Martin says we all know that Dan Ballard is injury prone. Very good player, but we need a new defender in to cover. It's vitally important. I do agree on that, Stephen. When you're in the Premier League, it's massively important that you get cover. You can't afford. I mean, you cannot get away with not getting injuries, and that's why it's so important to say it's all right. Our start man, whichever position he is at, is out injured, but we've got cover.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I would agree.
That's what we need. And at the minute, sort of, we haven't, have we?
No, I just next season we might have the strength in depth. This season we haven't quite got it yet. Because a lot of the players that are the understudies for the first team are effectively, a lot of them have not played Premier League football. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know what you were saying earlier on, before I joined the show about Regis Labrise and his subs, right?
Yeah.
Now, he was looking at that bench and like everyone was saying, we need to do the change at half time. Chrissy Rigg is not a right winger,
Yeah.
right? And he was getting murdered out on that side.
He was
And it
getting
was
destroyed,
weakening
wasn't
us. Yeah. And it was weakening on our side, right? And Regis Reese was thinking, right, do I bring on Isidore Mayanda or Mundle, right? And then even on 60, he should have seen it's not working. Leeds are pressing us like hell. They've came back at half time. They scored after 2 minutes, right? We should have made the change on 60. And we saw it last season is, when we had like that injury spell, right? He wasn't making the substitutions.
Yeah.
The reason being the faith he hasn't got that full faith of put these lads out, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to do the business. Whereas pre-SAFCON, right?
Yeah.
We had a lot of strength on the bench, and this is where I think we will go and look at other players, central midfielder, right winger, striker. I'd be tempted to go for another centre back who can also play at left back as well.
Yeah.
Gives us cover for Ballard because we don't know. I mean, Ballard's out for 6 weeks, but last season was he injured for something like 20 weeks in total?
He wasn't. Yeah, he was injured for a fair chunk of the season, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, right? That same injury could recur. We don't know.
Yeah.
And then the left back, Ronaldo, is by far and away the best left back. But we've got a utility man that can play left back and centre half, right? Then that gives us cover in that area. So
but
if we were to go and buy 4 players,
we've got that with Mookie Early, haven't we? Mookie Early and Ronaldo can play either full back or centre defence. Both of them can. But it's for when we've got the likes of injuries to, say, Hume or Ronaldo's out for whatever reason. We don't have a particularly solid backup for those positions. And it's unfortunate that with Ballard being injured, the natural replacement in the centre of that defence would have been more likely to have been Ronaldo than anybody else, because he's a good central defender as well.
David Knight says, wish the lads good luck against Man City. Hope you get a result, at least a point, which would still be worth having and keeping you up there and competing for a European place. Cheers, David Knight.
Cheers, David.
Kingfisher says, but we're still unbeaten at home, so keep the faith.
Absolutely magic.
Stephen reckons Man City will win the league.
Yeah, definitely.
Alex, how are you doing? Alex James says, let's get carried away. Grindon, how are you doing? Good to see you. Stephen Martin, teams know how to play, so have we got a plan B? And hello to Anth. We will need more cover for next season because I think it's going to be harder than this season.
Yeah. I think to answer, Stephen's got a very good point there. Teams are starting to learn how we play, but the one strength that we seem to have had this season, from my perspective, is that when Regis swaps it about, he spots where the weaknesses are and changes it round. We were getting played off the park at Man United until he made the substitution. And after that, it was a even Stevens game after that. But unfortunately, we were 2-0 down at that point.
Well, we stopped the Leeds press with that substitution we made.
We did, and that's what we said at half time. That's what we were saying at half time yesterday, Cabby, was bringing on Isidore, bringing on either, and I think I said Mundell or Mayender. I wasn't bothered which one it was, but bringing on Isidore and one other quick forward would push the Leeds midfield back. It would make them play deeper, which would give us more room for our midfield, which we weren't being given in the latter part, the second half of the first half and the first half of the second half. We were just being swamped by the Leeds midfield because the press was so high.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, isn't it? I mean, we started off well, didn't we? We started off the first.
Did start off well.
At what point do you think it started to change? Because it was around about the 25th minute mark in the first half where Leeds just started to go up a gear. And
Leeds were forced to change their formation by Rodon's injury.
Mm-hmm.
Once Rodon went off, which was effectively a minute after we scored,
I think Tanaka came on. He's a good player. He's a good player. He was a nuisance for Sunderland.
the thing was, it made Leeds change the way they were playing, and we'd set up to play the way Leeds normally play, and we didn't adjust to the new way of Leeds playing as well as we should have done, I think.
Yeah, but I think as well. I mean, we started off, fairly well. We could have been 1-0 up really, really quickly as well, and
Yeah.
it was we were holding Leeds from actually creating lots of chances in the first half for Calvert-Lewin, who
Yeah.
is seen as their main outlet, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing that we did well in the first half. We stopped a team who's been scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah.
But then it sort of stifled our creativity. But again, we were 5 first teamers, 5 starters missing.
Yeah.
And that was the big thing. That was the sort of chasm, really, because we had, I would say, 8 Premier League quality players who could get into a lot of Premier League teams outside of the top 6 or 7, right? And we had 3 players who are top level championship players.
Yeah.
We definitely lack
Yeah.
that. We're seeing lack that threat. I mean, I could have. Do you think it would have been a different game if Bobby scored that and we were 2-0 in, 2-0 up at half time?
Yeah,
Yes.
it would have been, because Leeds would have had to really go for it then. And then that
And
would
that
have
would have
left us
created more
open.
space. Yeah.
That's why it's
Yeah.
clinical to put these chances. I was frustrated because I want him to do well, probably, and it's like, he's the goal was gaping. Do you know what I mean? It's like you just had to hit that on target, and he came onto the ball with some pace as well. But it actually hit the top of the crossbar, didn't it? It was quite a bit off.
Yeah.
Yes,
And the thing was that I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly who said it, but somebody said yesterday in the comments that getting exact direction on a header when you're talking about 3 inches is bloody difficult. Especially when it's a bullet header like it was, because it was a bloody thumping header. If it'd been 3 inches lower down, it would have gone in the net. But getting the it's not the same as playing the ball with your foot when you're heading it. It just depends on where it hits you on the head, I suppose. If it hits you on a little lump on your forehead or something, it'll just go in a slightly different direction. So I think he was unlucky with that. He was stretching for the shot, and I think he was concerned that he was going to clatter the goalkeeper who was coming hurtling in. It wasn't a penalty. I don't think we should have had a penalty for that. But he just didn't hit it well. He just didn't hit it well. It's just one of those things. It was very reminiscent of Isidore's against Liverpool. Throw on goal, hit the shot a bit, or didn't put enough power behind it, and the defender was there to clear it. It's just one of those things, I think. But he was unlucky with that header.
Do you think the fans have been a bit harsh on Chrissy Rigg and social media after the game? Lords were saying like this lad's well out of his depth. He's nowhere near Premier League. This lad needs to either get loaned out or gone. And in January, did you notice anything? Multi, you were at the game live, obviously.
Yeah, I was at the game, right, and I would say most of the people who sit around me are, we've all seen the rubbish in League One, right? So, and a lot of us were there when Chrissy Rigg scored his first goal for Sunderland as well. The lad needs first team minutes. At this point in his career, he needs to be playing men's football every single week, right? He needs to be playing 90s, 100s every week, not 5 minutes here, the odd game there, right? For his own development, he needs that. That's why in the Championship we were able to get Joe Bellingham for 2 seasons, because we could offer him men's football every week for a couple of years, which then opened up his ability pathway and got him that move to Dortmund. Chrissy Rigg, I think we got promoted a year too early for him to get all those minutes under Sunderland, at Sunderland. And to be honest, I wouldn't say no for Rigg to go to Borough on loan, you know. And I think Borough would be a good destination for Dan Neil and Luke O'Nien, who will settle in the area. They don't need to move house, right?
Yeah.
You know, and they'll walk into that Borough team.
Through Black and White Eyes, our new podcast team partners coming up next year, says Graham Bailey on his show says you lot are looking at some 2 targets in
Better be
the
top targets. That's fat fingers there. It's top targets. That
you must be in dreamland.
we are. Do you know what it
We
is?
are.
We'll get
Is
carried
that
away,
Buzz? Is it?
lads.
Is that Buzz? That's on
I
from
think
Through Black and White Eyes.
I think it could be Baz.
Yeah, if it is, I admit.
I think it's summer. We've got the winter transfer window coming up. Colin Major says, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if we get 3 points on Thursday. Be a tough ask. I mean, you know, with our depleted squad, but how it's a strange game footy in it. I mean, at the Stadium of Light, just who knows? Alex says, do you think we should have had a penalty against Leeds?
Yeah, you know what it is? There was, and I'm the first one to shout for a penalty, right? Malta Var Singh. There was no penalty incidents in that game.
The only slightly contentious one was Robbie getting taken down by the goalkeeper, but the ball had gone.
Wasn't a penalty.
There was no way he was going to get to it, but I still don't think that was a penalty.
Again, like I say, I'm the most biased person around, and that wasn't a penalty.
You don't think so, eh?
It
Nah.
is Baz. Good evening, Baz. How are you, mate?
Is it Baz, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I didn't think it was either, like, but you know what I mean. It could have been a different manager, a different referee, should I say? We didn't get much off the ref, did we?
We
Yeah,
didn't get much off the ref, but you know, again, he sort of kept the game going. You know, he's a lot better than Championship refs and League One refs as well. You know, the League One refs were diabolical.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I was on the way home, and last night I wasn't talking about the ref at all. So
Yeah,
you know,
I think the ref had a decent game. You know,
he did. The ref
know,
was always had a decent game if we're not talking about him.
Benno wasn't whinging about referee not giving stuff, so you know it must
Was he not?
it must have been that the referee was having a decent game because Benno wasn't whinging.
No, Siam,
classic.
it was pretty sort of quiet with Benno. I mean, saying that, we didn't really do that much, did we? To be honest with you.
No, we were off. We were off the pace yesterday. It I don't know whether it was a Christmas hangover. I really don't, because
And people
You
say
know,
like,
Do you know, I think the crowd was very much on a Christmas hangover.
I would
Yeah.
say so.
It was the quietest it had been at the stadium for many and many a game.
A lot of fans were also
And I
saying
think
like
that-
Hume had his worst game, but let's not forget he cleared off the line, didn't he?
he did. He did.
well, he
that
did.
would have been
He
that would have
stopped
been
us
a
from
goal if he
losing.
hadn't been there.
You know, couldn't
Was
have
that?
had that bad of a game if he'd. You know, he's there at the right place at the crucial time, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I wouldn't disagree with Ghost Rider. Second half, we were poor for the first 25 minutes of the second half. Once we made the substitutions, we started getting a little bit more of the game. But I think that was Cabby and myself both mentioned this yesterday during the halftime break, that bringing on Isidore and either Mundle or Mayenda, as it happened, they both came on, would just make the Leeds midfield sit a little bit deeper, which would give us more space ourselves, which is exactly what happened, because they were terrified that they know what Isidore can do. You know, he can just skin most defenders. So, play the ball through them. He'll chase it. He'll beat the defender to it. And that's basically what happened in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the second half. We pushed Leeds back to a much deeper block, and gave us that little bit more room in our own midfield, which we hadn't had for much of the first half after we scored, and much of the second half until we brought the subs on.
Yeah,
Right, Kev.
and honestly, I was
just back a second. I was going to say to my daughter, just carry on chatting. Back to Dix.
Yeah. I was shouting at the start at the start of the second half after Leeds scored on 55. Basically, I was like, get the subs on, man. Get Mayenda on the wing, or Mundle, and get Riggy off. And not because I don't like Rig, but he was playing out of position, and I don't know why. Regis Lebris started him there. That's the question. Why did you start him there?
Yeah, have we got too many central midfielders though? That's the problem. We've nobody's going to replace Xhaka. When Sadiqi's available, nobody's going to replace Sadiqi in midfield. Simple as that. You've got the two central midfielders are sitting there. We need somebody out on the right of midfield and the left of midfield. Lafille prefers to play in the middle. Rig prefers to play in the middle. So where do you put them? If they're going to play it, they're going to be playing out of position.
Yeah, playing out of position is right, but we've got to get a right winger, right, who is at the level that Regis Lebris is happy with.
Yeah.
Where does that, that ex-Arsenal player, Guendouzi, where does he play?
He's a midfielder, is he not, Guendouzi? Right midfield?
Is he?
I think so. Kev Big Kev says, do we think we'll get more or less points in the second half of the season? I'm going to say about the same number.
So we've got 28 in the first half of the season. I think we're going to get 23.
So a few less. Ending up on
right?
51 points or
51, 52 points. Because you know why? One of the things, you were saying that the Premier League, it's getting tougher every year, right?
Yeah.
You've now got the title challengers, and then you've got all these teams basically from fourth down to, where are the visitors in the table?
12th, I think.
Right? Down to the visitors, who are all pushing, can all beat each other, apart from obviously the visitors beating us, but can all compete, and on any given Saturday could beat each other. So when it comes down to the business end of the season, you're going to get lots of drawed games. You're going to get lots of really tight games between all of these sides. Sunderland, Brighton, Bournemouth, maybe Everton might come into the mix. Brentford, Fulham, the visitors, all these teams are going to be in and around there.
Yeah.
Man United, could be Man United's Indian summer and them getting back into the Champions League this season. Depends on what they do in the transfer window in January, because that's one thing. They have got money to spend. They've always got money to spend because they've got the highest or the second highest turnover English football now, right? So they've always got PSR headroom to buy players. I'm sure would take Ahmad off for 40 million if they wanted to hash in on that as well. So the I can't see past City for winning it, and I can't see past Arsenal. Arsenal have got that second place nailed on. You can't even get odds at the start of the season for Arsenal to finish runners up, man.
No.
I think we've got to somebody called Kevin Ware in the chat as well. How you doing, mate? He says, hey, lads, do you think we will get more or less points in the second half of the season as we did in the first half?
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
Cabby, what do you think, Cabby? Malta and myself have made our predictions.
Have you already spoke about that? I'm sorry, I must have missed that because I was out the back. But it's already been covered. But good to see you, Kev. Anyway, mate. Oh, you all right? What else is there? Is there any comments that you've not read out? Because I don't want to double.
Just there's the one from Steve Martin about giving the ball away, and we've got to be better at passing, which I would agree
You know what
with.
it is? We were giving the ball away a bit. I did rewatch it, and there were some, balls which were a bit slack. Got to be tighter on that. But again, that comes down to the players. But I mean, even Xhaka had a couple of balls that went a bit wayward as well. And I think it's the tiredness as well, right? It's the tiredness of all of the games, in a short period of time.
Yeah. It's not going to get any better though, is it?
It's not.
Game Thursday, game Sunday. Then is there another midweek game and then the FA Cup the week after?
Yeah, we've got Brentford on the 7th.
Yeah, it's
so we've got Spurs away on the 4th.
Yep.
And then Brentford away on the 7th. So I think they'll just stay down in London because that's Sunday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we've got the FA Cup match.
Yeah. Yep.
Which I'm not that bothered about, but I don't know. It'd be nice to get a cut run. Would it be a bonus to go for a cut run?
I think we should bin the cup. I think we should just bin the cup.
You think we should bin the cup?
Yeah. Put the reserves out, see how we do.
Shame in it, but that's the way it is. It's just so important.
Premier League's more important than winning a trophy that was so devalued by Man United by not partaking in the world's Premier knockout trophy.
They should never have been allowed to join back in again. Do you know that?
They should not have been. I totally agree with that. It's a disgrace that the FA allowed them to opt out of it.
What was that
just
for
so
again?
Was that the Club World Cup?
That's what it was. Well, they should have said yes, you can do it under the terms and conditions that you will never be allowed to play in the FA Cup again.
Yep. Yeah, I think you're right, Baz. I would totally agree with you. Losing players to AFCON has had an effect. Effectively we were 4 or 5 first team selections, or 4 or 5 players who would have been on the field, I think, against Brighton and against
they all were.
Leeds. We're definitely missing the likes of Siddiqui, Maranildo. Absolutely.
Do you think Regis Labrie? Do you think they are aware that we do need a striker? Because I've been seeing posts of that, like saying, we might just strengthen on the wings or anything like that. Surely they can see that we've got to get that tried and tested striker. We still don't know much about Bobby Isidore. We still really sort of don't know, do we? Do we need to get someone who's tried, tested in the Premier League, who's been there, done it?
Trouble is, how much are we prepared to spend on that? And, because even a goal scorer who'll get you 10, 15 a season, you're looking at 70, 80 million quid for one, aren't you? If you can find one.
Because Kev even says, we're not the only ones looking for a striker, and they're not cheap.
Yeah.
No, but we're not. But you know what it is? You know that side that started against Newcastle, right? That side had more Champions League appearances than the Newcastle team, right? And if you look at all the players that we signed, right, the majority of them have played at Champions League level or Europa League level and were internationals, right?
Yeah.
And that's sort of the model that Gasolfi, because it's Gasolfi really, all of these elite level players that are coming in is Gasolfi, right? He'll have players and agents lined up, get my players to Sunderland. Whether it's on loan with an option to buy, on loan with a have to buy if we're finishing Europe, or a right out purchase spread over the 5 years for the PSR rulings, whatever, right? These guys aren't stupid. Kirill's told them he wants a top 10 finish. His ma's probably give him some cash for his birthday.
Couple
And
of
he's just
billion.
going to, well, no, just like 100 million. Yeah, you go, Kirill, get yourself a new striker for your little toy, you know. And
Yeah.
so I think they're going to have players not only lined up. I'm really expecting to see an unveiling on the first before the game.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. I'm just responding to Colin Major. I totally agree. We need a super Kev or a Gabbiadini or a Pop Robson for that matter, because he used to bang him in the net as well.
there's just something about Isidore that like just doesn't quite float me boat to like for a prolific goal scorer. There's just something there. Robbie, so I'm sort of 50-50 with Robbie. I've still not like say seen enough. The case is how many games do you give them before they say like, "Wait, nah, you're not cutting it." Do you know what I mean?
You don't
Yeah.
think Robbie's cutting it?
He's
like
my
I said it's too early. I'm on the fence sort of still with him. He's not done himself any favours, missing that glorious chance on Sunday.
no, he hasn't, but he, to be fair to Robbie, he hasn't had a vast amount of service.
So what do we need to improve? Do we need to improve further back then to create more service for our strikers? Then are we lacking something further in midfield? What is it? Do you think?
Without wanting to sound too stupid here, what I think we could really do with is a couple of wing backs who can play fullback or right midfield, preferably at the same time, along with the midfield that we've currently got, which gives you far more options. It gives you a 4-5-1 or a 4-4-2 or a 4-3-3. You know, if you've got a couple of wing backs that are good at defending and quick on the wings as well, just to support the right and left sided midfield team, it just pushes everything further forward and gives you the chance to create more in the way of opportunities for the strikers. Generally, we just play a lone striker. Robbie, when he's playing, if he goes on at the start of the game, he's trying to hold the ball up. But if he's a sole striker, what's he holding the ball up for? There's nobody running on to pick him up.
And Isidore's
If it's Isidore that starts, Isidore's relying on a ball being played through so he can run onto it, rather than a ball played in that he can hold up, turn and shoot. He's the sort of player who prefers the ball to be played past the defender. He'll skin the defender and have a shot.
Because he's got pace, hasn't he? He has got pace.
Mundle to an extent is slightly different in that Mundle's good on the ball and can just about hit the ball from anywhere. Mayenda is another one like Isidore who is better when the ball is played through to him when he's running and then runs onto the ball and hits it. We need somebody up there with Brobby, or we need to just stick with Isidore or Mayenda and then
I think
swap it
we need
over at half.
we need better wingers. We actually need goal scoring wingers that can what do you call it? That can really contribute goal wise.
We need an Alan Johnson, don't we? Magic.
Oh, Magic Johnson was amazing.
Yeah. How good was he? Was he Was he Scottish? Him?
He was. He was a big Rangers fan. That's why Peter Reid dropped him from the team, because he wouldn't sign a contract because he wanted to move to Rangers, and Peter Reid just said, "Right, if you're not prepared to sign a contract, you ain't playing for this football team. Go on, off you go and play with the reserves." Didn't play again for Sunderland.
Crazy how it just collapses, isn't it?
But the thing is, on the other side, we had just as good a winger in Summerby.
Yeah,
Summerby was amazing as well.
And better than that, we had a big centre forward in the middle that could win the ball in the air or hold the ball up and lay it off. And we had a little inside forward who could put the ball in the back of the net from just about anywhere. What was his name again? Oh, that was it. So Kevin Phillips.
God, the days.
Yeah, I mean, that was, and the thing was, that was in the days when defenses were normally playing 2 centre backs and 2 full backs, and we had 2 cracking wingers who could skin them, literally, and were good at putting the ball in. You had a brilliant centre forward who could win the ball in the air because he was taller than most defenders, and you had a little guy who could bloody put it in the back of the net.
I mean, we spoke this. We've gone about this before, haven't we? The fact like it's the pace of the game's got even faster from back in the days.
Oh, it has.
With Quinn Phillips, and the fact like it seems to be just getting quicker and quicker every season. I mean, in 15, 20 years' time, we'll be looking at Premier League games from this era, thinking like, my God, how slow does it look then? But how fast is it going to get, for goodness sake? Because you're going to have to stage where you'll have to put it on a slow speed on your TV to sort of keep up. But it does, doesn't it? The pace of the game just seems to be getting quicker and quicker every year.
It does. It does.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just looking at Tony Huntington's comments there about having wing backs. Yeah, what I was getting at was that if we've got 2 good wing backs and a good left and right hand side midfield player as well in the team, you play a 4-4-5 or 4-4 defense and midfield, and then you either have 1 or 2 attackers. Ideally, you'd want 4-4-2 or something like that. We just don't seem to perform quite as well when we've got 5 at the back. We seem to perform better when it's more like a 4-5-1.
Yeah. But the funny thing though, after the Leeds game, like I say, I weren't disappointed. Motto, what was your what did you think the general mood was? Were the fans coming out the stadium at full time? Did they seem pretty content with that point?
Do you know what? A lot of people thought that would actually got away with a point, right? Yeah. Or had got away with a point, and I thought it was an even game, bearing in mind that 2 promoted sides, who both now are doing not so bad in the Premier League, right? It has been a bit of a tough, what do you call it? It's been a tough game. They had a striker who was in red hot form, and we kept them down to 1 goal. And then when he went off, the pace and the tone of the game changed.
It did, man, didn't it?
Because then we were actually attacking them, and we could have scored. If that game went on for another 5 minutes, we might have scored, So I can't be disappointed with getting a point at home against Leeds. I know we should be winning the game against Leeds, but they finished 24 points ahead of in the championship.
Different
So they were
team, though, isn't it?
24 points better off than were to start the season. Apparently,
Yeah.
you know. So I kind of be disappointed because we've picked up results where there was no result. We were losing 1-0 at Chelsea, and you know what it is? Most players, most fans would have, if we'd lost 1-0 at Chelsea, would have went, it is the world champions Chelsea.
Yeah.
If we'd lost at Anfield, it is Anfield.
Yeah.
Only Rob can remember us winning at Anfield.
Yep, I do, mate. I do. And I remember who
So
their manager was as well. He was from Sunderland.
aye, and he got the crates in as well after the
He
game,
did.
didn't he?
Bit of champagne left in the dressing room for the team after the game by Bob Paisley.
So, and then you've got Villa who are on this mental 11-game winning run,
Yeah.
right?
Crazy that
And we
is.
were down to 10 men against them as well. So there's 5 points really that we shouldn't have picked up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm over the moon with the way the team have performed this season. It has been, I mean, Jesus Christ, we're Sunderland fans and we're complaining about being 7th in the Premier League. When have we ever done that before? Oh, the last time we did that was 1999, 2000. That's half a lifetime away for some people.
It's just mad. I mean, like I say, if somebody told you would be unbeaten at home,
well, exactly.
coming into the new year, do you know what I mean?
If somebody had said to us at the first game in August, right, you're going to go come Christmas, you'll be on 28 points, you'll be sitting in 7th place in the league. We would have just said, yeah, dream on. And we would have been happy to accept that we might have been on 15 or 16 points at that point.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's
It is.
they've just performed way beyond my expectations.
Beyond anybody's expectations.
Yeah.
Beyond anybody. Even Labrise, Gasolfi, Speakman, Kirill, if you'd sat them 4 down and said 7th place at Christmas, 28 points,
they would have laughed at you.
They would have called the club doctor into said, hey, get this one committed.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, I'm a happy man. We're 7th in the Premier League. We're holding our own. We're unbeaten at home. The only team above us that's beaten us is Man City.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyway, I've got a phone call coming in here, so just bear with us 2 seconds again.
Is this his last call? Is it, Cabby?
Ah.
Because he'll be off on his holidays to put some weight on for next Christmas.
Hello, how are you doing? Oh, it's Tinsel. It is Tinsel. How are you doing, Tinsel? Right. You survived. He said he managed to find a sell-by date sticker out the date and stuck it on his backside, so people avoided him, and he's fine. You managed to get away with it, so you're here for another year. Good old Tinsel, which is good to see, good to hear. I presume he's going to do some predictions, and I think he's going to pick 3 games from the Premier League on New Year's Day. And we're going to go for Liverpool against Leeds United. So, Tinsel, that's a tasty tie. What do you reckon that's going to be like? Hi. He reckons it's going to be another draw. He reckons Leeds, they won't get the win. He says it's going to be a battle. He reckons it'll be Liverpool 1, Leeds 1. because they're on form. What do any of you guys predict that score? What do you think with that one? Liverpool lead. Tinsel says 1-1.
Yeah, I will go
3-1
1-1.
for Liverpool.
You're going 3-1 Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool.
What did you say,
I
Rob?
think he'll get his 8 in 7 or whatever. I think Calvert-Lewin will score at any time, but I think Liverpool will be too strong for them.
You think so?
I fancy Leeds for a draw in that one. Liverpool's defence is still all over the place when it comes to set pieces, and Leeds are quite good at set pieces.
Fair enough on that one. So next one, we're going to go for Brentford at home to Tottenham. Of course, Tottenham got a decent win at Palace. Tinsel Winsel, what do you reckon, Brentford, Tottenham? Yeah. I'm freaking out. He reckons there's going to be 2 sendings off in that game, but he doesn't know which team. But he fancies Tottenham getting another win after that win against Palace, and he's going for 2-0 win to Spurs. What do you lads reckon?
1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
Desmond
2-2. And now, Tinsel, we're going to have Sunderland against Manchester City New Year's Day. Are you optimistic, Tinsel, with that one? Yeah. He's whispering something to his mate. Well, he just thinks it's hilarious. He thinks Sunderland are going to get a 3-0 win at the Stadium of Light. I mean, he's laughing saying that. 3-0 to Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. I mean,
what's he on, and can I have some, please?
What's he on, and can I have some, please? Well, he's entitled to his opinion.
He certainly is.
Me personally, I think Man City's going to have too much for us, and I think it's going to be another 3-0 win, Man City. I would love us to get a nick of 1-0 win, but I just cannot see it myself. I think they're going to be chasing now for the title, and if there's any team that's going to end the run of not losing at home as Man City, what you lads reckon?
1 apiece.
1 each. Malta?
I'm going to go for another Desmond.
You're going to go for another Desmond 2-2?
I am. Penalty to Sunderland.
So you don't think I'm being a bit negative, eh?
On paper, yeah, we'll get beat. But
yeah, well,
we're
games on played on paper, and Arsenal got away with a draw.
Yeah.
I mean, we did have all of our first team. That's the difference. It's the caveat, right? I'm still fancying a Desmond. Just we had the Indian sign over Man City, for a few years. We kept beating them 1-0 in that. I don't like coming to the Stadium of Light, really.
It is. It's a completely different game. Like I say, at the Stadium of Light, we didn't get massively outplayed either at the Etihad, did we? So I see where you're coming from. So Tinsel, are you doing much tonight? Are you doing much for the new year? Oh, he's got the wife. All right, okay, yeah. Right. He's going to go out this new year and he's going to get completely sloshed on some grouse. So there we go. He's good to hear you from you, Tinsel. Good to hear you from you, and I'm glad.
Is that he's going to drink some grouse, or he's going to go hunting some grouse? He's
going to drink some grouse, but it's good to see that Tinsel actually survived the sharp knife there. So I'm pleased with that. He's here with us for another year. Some might say it's good news.
Forecasting scores like that, and we'll sending the boys around with the packs on mind.
I don't know if you want to. Devon, through Black and White's eyes and other comments. I've just got a phone. The wife, she's been ringing us, I think, so just give us a second.
Yeah. Buzz is saying that had we played them before AFCON started, we'd have probably got something out of it. And it's a good point. City are currently, and Malta said this, they're hunting Arsenal. They're going to be up for the game. He's going for a 3-1 City win. Um,
Who Arsenal got on the day, Rob?
sorry, Malta.
Who have Arsenal got on New Year's? They got the fixtures there.
Just give me a second. Arsenal have got they're playing on the 30th. They're playing Villa at
See,
Arsenal.
so this is the thing, right? If I I've got Villa for that game.
Yeah,
I
and
have
they've
got
then
Villa for that game.
they're then away at Bournemouth and home to Liverpool,
No,
and
but
then they've
Arsenal
got
v Villa,
Chelsea.
right? Arsenal v Villa.
Yeah.
If we look at that game, Arsenal drop the points, and then Pep's going to be telling Haaland, right? Patrick today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, geez, the wife's just bringing us a pizza home. It's my twin boys' birthday tomorrow. 14,
Hey.
a
Oh,
pair of them.
congratulations.
So thank you. So they're being out bowling tonight. So the wife's bringing us a
Liver and
pizza
onion
back.
pizza?
I don't know. Liver and onion pizza. Going to Milano's. I don't know if they do them ones or not. But apparently, there have been little buggers at the bowling tonight, mucking about, kicking the balls down the aisles. But hey, that's 14-year-old kids getting excited with the mates, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
I never did things like that when I was little. No way did I.
I know it's such a long time ago, and bowling alleys didn't exist in those days.
Right, I'm just going to keep an eye on some championship scores here. Leicester are currently 2-1 up against Derby. These are all in the late stages of 60-odd minutes. Middlesbrough 0, Hull 1. So Ipswich and Coventry will be relieved for that one. It's Millwall 1, Bristol City 1. Stoke City have just pulled a goal back. So it's Stoke 1, Sheffield United 2. Oxford 0, Swansea 1. We've got West Brom 2, QPR 1, Wrexham 1, Preston 0. Half time at Birmingham, it's 0-0 between Southampton. These are also 0-0s. Sheffield Wednesday against Blackburn. Portsmouth have just taken the lead against Charlton, and it's Norwich 0, Watford 0. So we're just about coming to the end of the show. Any highlights for the end for this year then before we sign off? What anything that stood out?
2025.
Anything? Any game? Any moment?
Yep.
I'll give you my top three.
Mm-hmm.
In no particular order. The victory against the visitors to put them back in their box.
Sorry, Baz.
The Ballard goal and the deck chair. And the final whistle at the playoff final.
Well, did you say the deck chair there? Did you say
the deck chair? Deck chair.
Just give a recap on that, in case anybody doesn't know what you're on about.
So Enzo Lefebvre puts the ball down at the Roker end, kisses the ball. I'm shouting from my seat, "Give it a bloody Ballard, man! Give it a Ballard!" And he obviously hears us all the way, like I'm in the north stand, opposite side. Curls the ball in, and Dan Ballard makes himself
folded up like a deck chair.
A deck chair, and heads it in, right?
Yeah.
Takes his top off, goes mental, and the rest is history. And honestly, in all of the years at the Stadium of Light, I've never ever heard it so loud, so deafening, the pyro going off. It was just amazing. Like, because we were literally 2 seconds away from, was it penalties or going out?
That would have, it would have gone to penalties.
Right? Which we never would have won.
No.
So it was just absolutely mental, the deck chair. And then the Watson goal and the full-time whistle at the playoff final.
Yeah.
It was just great. I didn't want to leave Wembley. And when I was walking from Wembley Way with my cousin, if you told us come Christmas Day, you would have won at Stamford Bridge. You would have beaten the visiting team, right? You'd be fifth in the Premier League. I would have said, mate, you've been playing too much Football Manager or something.
Yeah, what you're on, and can I have some, please? Yeah.
I
So
tell you
yeah,
what,
that's my 3 highlights of 2025. Honestly, it's been like, for me, it's been the best year of supporting Sunderland in my lifetime.
that's a big statement.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, the whole of 2025 in footballing terms, it's just been sublime. If you have to pick the 3 highlights, they're going to have to be something similar to Malta's, the winning goal at the equaliser, Stadium of Light, Ballard. Tommy Watson's goal at Wembley, and Premier League wise, sorry, Baz, it's got to be Baltimore's cracking goal at Stadium of Light. Sorry, Baz.
Sorry, Bars. He's gone. I know he's gone. He's not watching us anymore. John Smiles says, "Cabby celebrating the deck chair. What a highlight!" Yeah, I mean, I wasn't at the game, but you don't have to be at the ground to feel the tension. You know what I mean? It's in your blood. You feel the same. Doesn't matter where you're at. And I was doing the stream, and I was like about a minute and a half behind the Sky.
Yeah.
And my boys were watching it live in the sitting room, and I had the curtains closed because I didn't want any spoilers. And I thought, like, well, I was expecting, right, it's going to be full time now. I'm going to open the curtains and have a look, peek through the curtains, and I'm going to expect the teams to be in a huddle and getting the clipboards out and about to decide who's going to take the penalties. And I was just ill with dread because I just thought, we're just so shite at penalties. And then I just looked and I thought, oh, we had a corner. And I just thought, I said, well, it's got to be the last kick of the game. I says, I cannot leave this. I cannot leave this. I'm going to have to sit and watch. I'm going to have to sit like stand and watch this. And then when the ball came in, time seemed to have slowed down. When Ballard hit that ball with his head and it bounced off the crossbar, and I wasn't convinced when it hit the floor. I still weren't convinced, and it just seemed to get even slower and slower. And then when I seen the net bulge, it was like I just couldn't just describe from like 2 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds beforehand. I was like dreading penalties to complete utter euphoria, and it's like the world just sort of stood still for that brief second. It was like, I've never gone that daft for a Sunderland goal. Never.
Yeah.
Never.
I was on the stream with you that night, Cabby, and it was just unreal.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, you must have seen the goal before I celebrated, did you, Rob?
No, because I was listening to it on the radio.
Ah, right. Hello, Steve Taylor, mate. You just got in, no problem, mate. You can catch up. We're just talking about what was the highlights and stuff. It's going to take some doing, beating that Ballard, because that Ballard goal, that moment, because like I say, it was a perfect storm, wasn't it? It wasn't so much just the goal, but it was the old enemy Coventry City. It was what meant was at stake.
It's Coventry.
Yeah, and the fact that I think there wasn't any Sunderland supporter in that stadium that was looking forward and felt confident with penalties. And what also made the roof blow off like that was the fact that there was no reply. After us getting that goal, there was no reply. If we'd had scored that and it was like 12 minutes to go, there would have been a cheer, but you wouldn't have got that that excitement when he had scored, and that just chaos that unfolded at the stadium, like, because everybody knew when that ball went in, it wasn't just a goal, but you've just signed, sealed, and delivered your trip to Wembley. And I just think that frustration, because it was a weird game, that wasn't it? That Coventry game, it was strange, it was tense, it was like it was edgy.
Well, it was, you know. And I mean, to be fair, Coventry were probably over the 2 legs, were probably the better team.
Yeah.
They certainly had far more possession, far more attempts on goal than we had, but
Hey,
we came
do you know what it
away
is?
from there with the 2-1 lead. And the Ballard equaliser was, as Cabby's just said, there's nothing like hammering a nail in the coffin just before you drop it in the ground.
Yeah. You know, there's been many a game over many a season where Sunderland have been the better side and went away with a draw or defeat. Many
Yep.
times a
time.
defeat.
Many a
Totally
time.
agree. Totally agree.
So this was one where, you know, the footballing gods said, you know what? You know, for a laugh, because we went into that Coventry game away from home, massive underdogs,
Oh,
Of
huge.
course we
right?
did. Of course
The
we did.
footballing god said, do you know what? We're going to do something mental here. We'll get Sunderland promoted to the Premier League just for the banter, and then
Yeah.
we'll give them Florent Gasolfi and Granit Xhaka.
Yeah.
Someone's going to wake me up, you know. I'm sure
Yeah.
at some point, all lass is going to wake me up. Say, yeah, man, get up. Time for work. Still in the bloody championship.
Steve Taylor says, good evening, guys. Just in from work. Any news on Ballard injury? Couldn't believe some of the negativity after yesterday's game. Some people need to take a chill pill. Well, I weren't negative. I was relieved that the full-time whistle went because we were sort of hanging on. But yeah, I was relieved. But yeah, some people were sort of being negative.
Yeah.
Ballard, they reckon he could be. Well, first of all, I said 5 or 6 weeks, but I heard today that it might not be as bad as what you think, but you certainly don't want to rush anybody back with
Fingers crossed on that one.
yeah, with things with that one, do you? So, right, we'll come to the end of the show again. I've managed to save the transcript as well, so I'm going to work out how I can upload this onto thingy once I've saved it. Are you guys doing much tonight?
No. Come to see Stuart, Bounty.
I think I might clock a couple of more hours of Skyrim.
Oh, you like your Skyrim, do you?
Yeah.
I do like.
I like my game and my PC, but sometimes after my show, and it's like I'm just knackered from driving. Sometimes I'll go and slouch on the sofa.
Yeah.
We've got the most comfortable sofa in the world. And once my big fat flabby
My sofa sold by Kev. I bought it from the place where Kev works. And it's super comfortable. Super comfortable it is. Don't know what it's called, but it's orange and it's velvety and it's pricey and it is very comfortable.
Excellent.
And Kev, do you want to give a quick plug for your shop before you go, Malta?
Yeah. So the Mackem shop, we're online, mackem.shop. And then if you do at Mackem shop on Instagram, facebook.com/Mackem shop. Also launching a YouTube channel, Mackem shop as well. We've got a load of new stuff coming in for 2026 and including our King of the North. I will just give you a sneak preview of that. There.
Love it.
King of the North. Dan
Ballard
for all you Geordies.
So
yeah, my artist has just finished that, and so I'll be doing some merch with the King of the North, Dan Ballard.
Very nice. And we've also got the Get Carried Away clothing store sitting above the big man himself, Big Davey, which Kev's launched, and he seems he's doing quite well as well.
He is. I saw one of the guys with one of his jackets on at the match.
Aye,
looked nice,
and it's good. I'll have a catch up. He's obviously been busy working and whatnot, but I'll have a catch up with Kev. I didn't really ring him much over Christmas because it will have been a difficult time for obvious reasons for their family. So I'll just give him a little bit of a wide berth over Christmas and stuff because it'll not have been an easy one for them for obvious reasons. So anyway, I'll end the stream there. So do you want to say ta-ra to everyone, Rob, Bounty,
good night, all.
Malta?
Yeah, I will see you Man City game. I'll
Yep.
be on before the Man City game. You're not going to be working New Year's Eve night, are you, Cabby?
No. I don't work nights now anymore.
Sorry, New Year's Day. New Year's Day night.
No. I have New Year's Day off. Going to my neighbour's house for a party. Like they come to ours one year, we go to theirs the next, and lots of nibbles. And then the detox starts, so I can get rid of these big bitch tits and get into all my Sunderland tops again.
Hey, if they don't fit you, Cabby, I'll send you my address.
Oh, I tell you, man. Anyway, I'll end the stream there. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks everybody in the
Cheers,
channel
everyone.
and the chat.
Cheers, everybody.
We'll
Have a good
catch you
New
for the
Year.
live watch along on New Year's.